coming up in 1 minute. 1-800-529-5465. Brad Bernstein is here live. Squeeze is in the house on his way. 1-800-529-5465. Call now with your immigration questions. We're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Periscope and Instagram. And we are live on WVIP 93.5 FM. This is the immigration link. Take my glasses off here. I don't need them.
Good morning, good morning.
Has his glasses on. He is walking into the studio now, taking steps. I'll describe everything Squeeze is doing. He stopped to talk to SMG now. He is walking around, and here he is, ladies and gentlemen. The one, the only, Mr. David Squeeze.
Wearing a tie today.
Anarchy, in a tie. And by the way, you are the better looking guy. That's what everybody says all the time. By the way, it's starting to insult me. All the listeners keep saying you're the better looking one. But it's okay. I don't care. It's okay. I don't care. It doesn't really matter. So, I know I'm the better looking one. I don't care what anybody says. But, but I see it's rolling his eyes. But, I came in this morning. Should I shut the music off?
No, I like it.
You like the music on the background? No, shut it off. All right. It's a talk show. All right. Yeah. All right, so I came in this morning. By the way, welcome everybody. This is the immigration link. All right, we got a lot to talk about today. Yeah. So I came in this morning, and Tony, the guy down in the lobby, he says, "Is today a holiday?" I go, "What do you mean? Is today a holiday?" He says, "Must be a holiday today." I go, "Why?" He goes, "It's the first time Squeeze ever beat you into the office." He goes, "It's about time. Squeeze is waiting for you, and you're not waiting for him." That's what the guy in the lobby says to me. I said, "You know what? I think you're right." So then, of course, it only lasted for about 2 minutes because
that's what she said.
Because I start the show and I'm now waiting for you again, and here you are. It is now 9:07. By the way, good-looking glasses you got. Did you change your glasses?
They're very feminine.
They are not feminine. They are cool.
Very feminine.
They are cool. Not on you, they're not feminine. They are cool. Cool. Wait. From the side, maybe a little feminine.
Exactly.
As I got to the side profile, show everybody the side profile of the glasses. It's a little, yeah. So you're live. If you're watching David Squeeze Anarchy live on Facebook,
Zoolander look.
The Zoolander look. What's his look? The cold ice, nice ice. What is it called?
I've never seen the movie.
You never saw Zoolander?
No, not one or two.
Not one or two.
Gotta watch Zoolander.
SMG's too serious.
Gotta say good morning to Peggy Sham.
Who's Peggy Sham?
Peggy Sham? Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful client who was extremely ecstatic with USA Credit Repair Services. She has returned. So
the Magnum look.
The Magnum look.
Fiona knows.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fiona.
Magnum.
You can tell the people who sits around and watch.
Yeah. Stephanie.
Yeah. Bring the assistant in.
Who's Stephanie?
Corporate administrator. Bring her in.
Who's Stephanie?
The corporate administrator.
Wait, Alan, come in here. What are we talking about?
The corporate
here?
administrator.
I see a big sign. Give me this sign here. What is this?
You can't read?
Stephanie, it says.
The corporate
Question
administrator.
mark.
Yes. He's like, who is
What
this?
is this? This is how.
Yes.
She has. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. What do I know?
Don't stop listening to Brad when the show is on. Listen to me. When
Okay.
the show is off, you can listen to him.
All right. So Stephanie comes in. Whoever Stephanie is.
Yes.
We'll find out who she is.
You will.
Is this your girlfriend?
No. Dude, come on. No.
No?
No.
Not your girlfriend.
She's our administrator.
Okay.
Come across
So
the
we got a lot going on today in immigration, by the way. Did you see Donald Trump's tweets?
Yep.
You saw his tweets. You saw his tweets, right? What are you doing?
Yep. Okay.
All right, so you saw Donald Trump's tweets. Hello. Oh, I met her before.
Yes, you did.
Okay. So we saw Donald Trump's tweets.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He is diverting funds to build a wall.
Yep. He sure is.
Okay. It's we were talking about it right before we got on the air, actually. And I took a unscientific poll of whatever staff was here at Spar and Bernstein.
Thanks a lot for disclaiming that.
Right, an unscientific poll.
Mm-hmm.
And we said, what do you think of this wall? I didn't say a word.
And I went like this.
Right. You did Brad, you know what I think of the wall, and you did some sort of masturbation technique, right? Was that what that was? I don't know what you
Thanks
were.
a lot for explaining.
I don't know how else to describe it. And
In other words, folks, I'm pretty much saying.
What's that?
Yeah,
What's
all
that?
right.
And I said, what do you think of this wall? And Squeeze gave me that motion, whatever it was. And I said, I think it's like the feel-good wall of the year. It's like when you see the television commercial for the feel-good movie of the year. Mm-hmm. This is the movie that's going to make everybody feel good. Doesn't change your life whatsoever because the movie's over in 2 hours, and now you're back to your old crummy life again. But you feel good for those 2 hours. This is the feel-good wall of the year. Because as Squeeze motioned, and as we did our unscientific, we're
back to the side conversations, right?
no side conversations here. Any conversation that happens in this studio happens live, right, Squeeze?
Yes.
All right, is that good media trading?
It is wonderful media
I can't
training.
stand when they're having side conversations off the air.
Just remember, you guys are our audience internally.
Right. So any event, the wall is the feel-good wall of the year. Mm-hmm. Going to make everybody feel good.
Yes.
We're finally doing something about immigration, at least to people who were born in America. Maybe what we should be doing about immigration is figuring out how to get qualified workers here in America and having them work legally and having them pay taxes and having them being able to freely travel back and forth without having to catapult over a wall. How about, by the way, if there was no immigrants here, how about recession, depression, where are the workers? And by the way, in my unscientific poll of the office workers here, I said, if you had to ask, and you were the President of the United States, and I sent this to everybody individually, wasn't a group discussion.
Right.
And I asked 5 or 6 employees here, I said, 1, do you think the wall is going to make a difference? Every person who works in immigration in my office said, not one bit. I said,
you asked me also, dude.
and I asked you, and you said, not one bit.
Not one
and
bit.
then I said, what is the biggest problem with illegal immigration in America today? And to a person, paralegal, attorney, Squeeze, Brad Bernstein, I even thought the same thing. Fake documents.
Speaking in the third person.
Fake documents. Fake documents are the biggest problem facing America today. Okay? It's not building a wall. It's building some way to stop people with fake documents. If you really want to stop...
You want to bet you're going to have more people coming across
It's going to
now?
be more fake documents now.
Yeah.
Than ever before.
I'm telling you.
And people are going to build tunnels. They're going to catapult. There's airplanes. But it's a feel-good wall of the year.
Yeah. The feel-good wall.
It's the feel-good wall. We all
awesome.
feel good that we did it
It's
and
awesome.
spent billions of dollars doing it.
Yep.
And his other big, which I think is a bit unfortunate because, is that Trump has also said was going to do today, is stop, it depends on how you look at it. Is going to stop refugees coming in to the United States from Syria, stop refugees from Iraq, Afghanistan, and there was one other country I don't remember. I want to say Somalia, maybe.
Okay.
I don't remember what the fourth country was. But there will be absolutely no immigration from those four countries into America. So that's what's going to be happening on the immigration front today. As for people who are in the United States, who are in status or out of status, it is business as usual.
As usual.
Nothing has changed for the person who is working here, whether they're legal or not, the person who's going to school here, whether they're legal or not. Wall not affecting you. Some wall in Mexico is not affecting you.
Nope.
Okay? For people who are waiting legally to come into America, not affecting you whatsoever unless you come from Syria, Iraq, Afghanistan, or Somalia. Then obviously it affects you.
Right.
Okay? Short of those four countries, it's not affecting you. So, we're going to have a wall that's not going to stop anybody from coming to America. And we're going to beat up on some really unfortunate people who are stuck in war zones.
Yes.
And everybody will feel good about this.
Everybody will feel good. So are you implying that Mr. Trump, a.k.a. DT, President Trump, let me be correct here, is a feel-good president?
Feel good. Okay?
Which
It
of these
is.
are live? I'm sorry.
You're not live on, you're not, your
Any-
volume. You need a,
No, I'm just saying, which of these are live? Which of
they're
these
all
rigs?
live.
No, I need another one.
They're all live. They're all live.
Sure.
Yes. It
Positive.
all works. They all work. Every wire here works. Okay, I guarantee you that
I see
every
the sarcasm.
squeeze is like, what does this wire do? I need another wire. I'm like,
What does
every
this thing
wire works here. Don't worry.
You sure about that?
I am positive. So, so we have a feel-good president. You know what? Also, I actually, who did I see talk about this? It has nothing to do with
By the way,
immigration.
just a reminder, we have a radio show today.
Yeah. We are doing a radio show. I don't remember who I saw say this, because this is not my idea. I'm co-opting somebody else's idea, but I thought it was a very good point that they made,
Okay.
which is everybody's talking about the wrong thing, Squeeze. Everybody's talking about saving American jobs, America for, at least Donald Trump is. But really,
Man's trying to make America great again,
right,
like it wasn't
really,
great already.
what he should be talking about is saving workers' jobs. Not
Okay.
American jobs, but workers' jobs. More people are going to lose their jobs because of automation than because of a Mexican running across the border. All right, you already see it. You know, how are we going to prevent robots from taking over everybody's manual labor job?
Okay.
Okay, you already see it in the newspapers. You were talking about it the other day. Uber's going to have driverless cars.
They already started.
They already started.
Yeah.
Where are all these Uber if Uber has driverless cars, and that's coming down the road, whether it's in 2 years, 4 years, 6 years, where are all these drivers who are driving Uber cars? Where are they going to get a job?
They're gonna.
It has nothing to
They're
do.
gonna get in technology.
Uber is going to take more jobs away from American workers than a Mexican jumping over a fence. So we're all talking about the wrong thing here.
So what should we be talking about?
We should be talking about how we make Americans and people who are here in America, how workers still have jobs. How are workers going to have jobs in the future? That's the conversation we have to have, not how do we prevent, the only thing I could think about, now this is my own idea, the only manual job I can think about that I haven't heard talked about.
Please fix the volume. that thing's not working.
What thing's not working?
That thing that we're,
Yeah, it's good. Good. All right.
That was good. It was good. You were going on.
I was going on, and
listen,
then
the
Squeeze
psychology
just-
is not working,
and then
man. Fix the wires, man. Come on.
And then Squeeze. You know what? We have to have the robots come in and fix it. Okay? There's no. we
I'll
will
bring
have to have
Alexa
the-
in. I'll bring Alexa in a
Bring
second.
Alexa in. I was on a roll.
He
And now I
was.
forgot-
I
and
was
now
like,
I
this is
forgot-
perfect.
And now I forgot what I was
We were
saying.
talking about
Just want to
Uber.
remind you guys that we're here to answer immigration
We are
questions.
here to answer immigration
by calling
questions,
1-800-LawLink.
But we're also here to give information.
That's very good.
Okay? We have a feel-good wall.
Let's just cram the hour within 2 minutes.
We got a feel-good wall. But the point I really want to make is this.
Someone
Everybody's
says
talking
DT is
about
ignorant.
what?
Someone says DT is ignorant.
Yeah, you have these comments blowing up. People are very passionate about this topic.
It is. It's not about.
I'm passionate about getting people green cards.
You know what? You're ruining my whole vibe here. I had a whole thing going, and I was going to a crescendo about. Now I've lost my whole thought process. Brad, what does this wire do?
Someone says the wall is a symbol of the stoppage of the erosion of American values.
I don't know if you can put a symbolization on it, but I mean, if you want to, you can.
Yeah.
I think really what it is people feel frustrated. The voters, you have a group of voters who feel frustrated that they're being left behind, that their life is not as good as they think it should be, and unfortunately, the way human nature works. I'm going to talk to SMG because Squeeze is playing with wires over here.
I'm trying. People are not hearing because one of these rigs are not working.
SMG, can you get out of your chair and
See,
figure out
everyone
a
is
wire?
complaining. Like, I got 50 people saying they're not hearing. So evidently these wires. Excuse me. Yes, this is connected.
Can you
No, we
focus
can't.
on this one
Can't.
over here, please?
I'm on both
So-
Instagram and all you got to do is trace one of those wires.
They're connected here. I can't do it
Why don't you move that? Why don't you move?
All right, so
move,
okay,
move
let
the
me just tell
phone
you.
over.
By the way, folks, you will not hear anything because.
Why don't you move the phone over to there where a wire works? That
Okay.
would be a smart thing to do.
Okay.
Okay.
Are there any
So-
available wires? Is that one work? Does that one work?
Like I said, somebody moved everything.
You know what's amazing, Squeeze? I'm going to tell you two things. One, I was on such a good roll, and now you've totally lost it for me.
Thank you.
Okay, number two, we've had two people here setting up for 30 minutes.
But why is it all the wires don't work?
I don't know. Why we
Good.
covered
I'm
early.
glad you know that. I've been here.
All right.
I don't need to. I don't do wires. That's not my job.
All right.
Do you have my phone,
Antoinette
please?
says she hears everybody.
Yes. I want the phone so I can read off my questions.
All right, can we do a show here, please? This is
No.
terrible.
Just give me the freaking phone. No, plug it back in and give me the phone with the wire.
It doesn't extend.
Okay, just give me the phone. All right?
Oh my God.
Are you kidding me that this is
Give me the wire.
Media training.
Thank you.
all right? Everyone has to go for media training now.
Extend.
Everybody in this
Hold on,
room needs
hold on.
media training.
Hold on.
This is
It doesn't
absolutely
extend.
live radio and Facebook, and this is what we're doing.
No, define-
Stop having an argument with him. Let's do a show.
I'm not arguing. I'm just here to
Define the
help.
hell about- It doesn't extend. What is this?
Hey, I admit when I'm wrong. I'm good.
Jesus Christ.
Wow, he's so excited this morning.
No, I'm not excited.
all right.
I'm just
So,
trying to get this-
1-800-529-5465. Call with your immigration questions.
Yes. we have-
1-800-529-5465. We have 12 open lines. Call, ask your questions on Facebook. I'm done. I've completely lost my train of thought. I had really important things to say. I've completely lost my train of thought, but I'm glad Squeeze has his wires connected now. Call right now, 1-800-529-5465, 1-800-529-5465. We're going to answer your immigration questions. Leave your questions on Facebook. Leave your questions on Periscope and Twitter. Leave your questions on YouTube, 1-800-529-5465. We have 12 open lines, Squeeze. And if anybody can remind me what the hell I was talking about, I'd be happy to continue. But if not,
By the way, there's too much noise now.
now it's too much noise.
Yeah.
We have
But
to lower it.
I'll tell you what. Let me. I don't know
There's
which
too much
volume-
noise because the charger is plugged in. It causes an interference, which is going to cause the static sound.
Yeah, you have to take your charger out.
But his phone isn't charged, I bet.
You know what, guys? Let me ask you all a question. Who has more technical experience in this room, even with all of you combined?
I'm just answering the question you asked. We
No.
haven't plugged the charger
Just
out.
like how it could not extend.
All right, hey, listen, don't listen to me then.
Antoinette always has some funny stuff to say. Says, seems like Squeeze woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning.
Who said I woke up in a bed?
I don't know. Maybe all I know is I left Squeeze here. You know, he has an office here, and he has an office across the street where his studio. He doesn't seem to use that anymore. He just likes to hang out here now.
Well, he loves us, you
Yeah.
know.
So I left him here at 8:00, and then he called me around 9:30. Goes, still in the office working. And I said, all right, I'm done with the day. You want to meet me for a drink? No, I'm going to go home. And apparently I have a dog in my apartment. And I said, okay, fine. And then I come back this morning. He's still here.
Hey.
So who's not hearing anything on Facebook?
Everyone says that they're hearing fine.
They hear on Fine now?
No. I'm talking about my page because. But anyway, you know what?
All right, so
Screw
we
it.
were talking about
Let's
the wall.
just do some questions and
We were
answers.
talking about the wall.
Yes.
So the bottom line is this: what everybody should understand. I don't know what it is a symbol of. What it is a symbol of is a frustrated, at least part of a majority or plurality of Americans. It wasn't a majority because Hillary Clinton had the majority vote, but certainly a very close to a majority of people feel frustrated and economically disadvantaged, and you always got to blame somebody. Somebody is always at fault. Nobody ever looks inward to say, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm not working hard enough. Maybe I haven't done the right training. Maybe I didn't go to school. Maybe I feel self-entitled that I should always have a job. Maybe I'm looking at the clock every day and want to catch the train to go home. I don't know. But everybody always blames somebody else for their problems. Nobody is ever... What's the word I'm looking for when you look inside of you?
What's the word you're looking for when you look inside of you?
Yeah, when you look inside.
What the-
Introspective.
What's
Nobody
the word
is.
you are when you look inside of
When you look inside, nobody's ever introspective. So everybody always blames somebody. Okay? And if you look at the history of the world, there's always somebody to blame for your problems. Okay? Somebody always got to blame somebody for their problems. Okay? In the 1980s, it was the Japanese. Remember, everybody was terrified in the 1980s. The Japanese are taking over the world. We got to fight the Japanese. They're building better cars than us. They're building better computers than us. Okay, in the 1960s and 70s, it was the communists. The communists are taking over the world. Okay, in 2000, it was the terrorists. Now it's terrorists and immigrants. Somebody's always got to be blamed. Maybe if we stop blaming people and just start being a little more introspective to try to figure out what our problems are. I don't think our problems are, because they always blame Mexicans, but it's immigrants in general, but they always like to pinpoint Mexicans. I don't know why. We always talked about that the other day. Mexicans are always much easier to pinpoint because you see the television, people running across the border. It's always easy to, oh my God, they're running across the border and there's somebody with a badge and a big gun chasing them. They must be doing something wrong.
Helicopters.
And helicopters. There's like a manhunt for this poor guy who's trying to mow somebody's lawn in the suburbs. So everybody always got to blame somebody. And maybe if we were a little more introspective and say, you know what, it's not immigrants. There's technology. Technology is causing problems. It's causing a fundamental change in the way our economy works. Some people are taking advantage of it, and some people are being left behind. I can't think of an industry other than construction where technology is not completely changing the way we
That's
work
changing
and
too.
act.
That's changing too.
I don't know how you can build a house with a robot, but maybe one day you will, or build a big
You will.
skyscraper. It's still people who are using their hands, but outside of that industry,
By the way, incidentally, it's
Yeah.
9:28.
it is incidentally 9:28. And really what I really want to say to everybody, before we're going to take Damien and Chris right now, and we're going to get into immigration questions. What I want to say to everybody is stay calm. Why are you going to stay calm? For two reasons. One, freaking out never helped anybody. As you have just noticed, Squeeze, me, SMG, all freaked out in the first 10 minutes of the show.
I
Did
didn't.
this help the show at all? Absolutely not.
Did too.
No. Freaking out doesn't help anybody. It just makes everybody nervous.
So
Okay?
I have
And
a
number
record
two-
amount of people tuning in now.
Okay, great. And number two, everything that he is announcing, Mr. Trump, our president, doesn't affect anybody who is physically in America right now. Doesn't affect anybody. Doesn't affect the way your immigration case is going to be resolved. They have not changed, not doing anything with different in enforcement at this point in time. As a matter of fact, they can't.
What?
What?
Now, I'll tell you later on. This is ridiculous.
What? What's ridiculous?
Is it true that the president signed an executive order for Caribbean people to travel visa-free?
No. So everybody's life is going to be the same today as it was the day before, except somebody's going to get rich building a wall on Mexico, and some
contractor, yeah.
poor refugees from 4 countries are going to be stuck in a war. But other than that, legal immigration is going to be the same, and people are still going to be coming here on false documents. People are still going to be driving across the border, but everybody's going to feel much better.
Are you going to feel better?
No.
Okay.
All right, so that's kind of how it is at this point in time. I reserve my right to change my mind. And I'll say this, which I just thought of right now, and I have no idea if this is true or not, but I'll make this. This is a theory.
As we digress.
Is this a theory? I guess when you say you don't know if it's 100% certain
It's
or
a
not.
theory.
All right, I'll give you my theory. Right now, President Obama, in the last year, deported over 400,000.
He did more than any other president.
More than any other president.
Right.
And they deported as much as they can under the current deportation scheme, based
sure
on
did.
the number of judges,
Right.
based on the number of trial attorneys, based on jail cells. You can't do any more. Courts are overwhelmed.
Right.
It's a 4-year backlog. President Trump, now this is a theory, I have no idea if this is true or not.
Okay.
He signed an executive order. No additional funds for government. We are freezing government hiring. We are freezing everything.
Well, he's assigning his cabinet.
So
yes.
if he has frozen government hiring and he's frozen in his executive orders spending more money in government, this is it for immigration deportation. They can't deport any more people because they can't hire more judges. They can't hire more trial attorneys. They can't do any of this. Everybody's still in, there's still a constitution.
Yep.
Everyone's entitled to a deportation hearing. So we'll see what happens. You know, my hope is, Squeeze, that they build a wall, everybody feels good, and now they said, okay, now we can deal with people who are here. I'm hoping. I don't know what it'll be.
Something has got
But
to
in
give.
but in the meantime,
Something will give.
in the meantime, more importantly than anything else, because nobody really knows what's going to happen. But in the meantime, every person, and I strongly believe this, Squeeze, and we're going to get to immigration questions now. Every person, you seem to be having a dialogue with yourself over here.
No, I'm listening to you.
But every person who is out of status better figure out a way to become legal. Because we don't know what's going to happen. My theory can be completely wrong. Every person who has a green card, who is out of status, who has a criminal record, better figure out how to become legal, get a waiver, or become a citizen. Changes are definitely happening, but changes are not affecting anybody at this moment. It may affect people in the future. What's also very interesting is he hasn't touched the DACA program. Hasn't touched the DACA program. Deferred action for childhood arrivals. People still have their work permits. People who came here as children can still renew.
Right.
Hasn't touched it, hasn't said it. And as a matter of fact, in press conference the other day, they asked about DACA, and I put it up on our Facebook page, and I'm paraphrasing what the president's spokesman said, whatever his name is, Mr. Spicer, I believe his name is. And he said there has been no decision on DACA, which means they're throwing it down the road. So right now, DACA is good. Let's go. Oh, shoot. I can't believe I
Ready
just
now?
did that. Yeah, ready now? You
All
ready
right,
to do immigration?
Let me just give out the number.
Sure.
Once again, folks, if you're just joining us, we are in tune to what's called the LawLink, the immigration link. And this is where you get your questions answered when we're not pulling out wires. The number to call is 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. So if you have immigration questions, ask them now. I guarantee you that Brad will not be long-winded with answering your questions. All right? He is going to be so ready. 1-800-529-5465. And that works from quite a few countries.
Let's go to Damien. Damien.
Damien, you've been waiting for a while. What's up?
Hey, I've been listening to you guys. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Two questions, Brad. DAPA, what is...
DAPA's
could you explain-
DAPA. It's Deferred Action for Parent Arrivals. It's DAPA. As far as DAPA is concerned, it's DONE. Done. No DAPA.
Okay.
Okay. DACA.
But,
DACA.
no, I know what DACA
Okay,
is.
right. I just want to make
I
sure
just
everybody
wasn't sure
else
what the DAPA
understands.
was.
I understand. I just
Okay.
want to make sure that everybody else understands. I know you understand, but let's make sure everybody understands. There is 3 programs. There is old DACA, new DACA, and DAPA. 3 different programs. Old DACA, Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. If you came here under the age of 16, you were here in June 2007. You were under 31 in June 2012. You graduated high school. You get to live here. You get to get a work permit. You can even travel for humanitarian reasons. New DACA moved the date to January 2010. That program's done. Old DACA is still in existence. DAPA also done. That was if you were here in January 2010 and you were the parent of a U.S. child. That program's done. Supreme Court ended it.
Okay. I
Okay.
think my family think I'm crazy. But let me ask you one more question.
Sure.
Could a person who has no kids, an adult, no kids, never went to school in the U.S., been here for 18 years, could they is there any program for them?
Yes. There's just
There's
like
a
anybody else, there are ways to get a green card. You can get sponsored in.
No. I understand the sponsor of the job.
Okay, all right. Is
that
there,
type of thing.
okay, so then your question is, I'm just living here illegally 18 years. Is there a program where somebody's going to hand me something? The answer is no. Nobody hands you
Okay,
anything.
that's what I thought. Okay, thank you, Brad.
All right, okay.
Appreciate you.
You're
Bye.
very welcome.
Thanks a lot for
All
tuning
right.
in, my brother. All right, so let's go to Chris. 1-800-529-5465. Once again, folks, make the call right now. You will get through to get your immigration questions answered. We are going to social media shortly, okay? And that's, of course, the law office of Spar Bernstein on Facebook Live and also YouTube. And don't forget Spar Bernstein on Periscope, all right?
All right, let's go to-
1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-LAW-LINK. Let's go to Chris.
Yeah,
Wagwan.
I won, man. Big up. Yes, Brad.
I love when you get into the Jamaican thing.
Hello?
I love it. Okay, what's up, Chris?
Well, I'm good, man.
Yeah,
Very
what's
good.
going on?
I'm calling on the behalf of a friend,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
I have a question.
What?
He's into another state, and he come here illegally, working with somebody else social, and he got in a fight, and he get arrested. He didn't get deported out the country. However, I meet a woman and about to get married and file his paperwork. They're sending him back. He sent him back to Jamaica come back to pick up his paper, which he did. Go to Jamaica, and in a year and 2 he come back up. Got his green card for 7 years. He's about to file for citizen, and when the paperwork procedure started, he ended up that the immigration them hold on and then take him to immigration court because they find out that he was using somebody as social. Years go by, and
Okay,
no,
so
he
what
was
happened was this. Okay.
he's on the-
Okay, I'll tell. I'm reading between the lines, but what happened is that the guy was here illegally. He was working illegally, using somebody else's social security number, and obviously did not disclose any of this in his applications for his green card. And when it came time to do his citizenship, something was discovered about the illegal employment or the social security number, or he said something else. Something else, by the way, did you see that notice? Video is down? I don't know what video is down. But he did something wrong in terms of he neglected to say something on his green card application. And as a result of that, they said, had we known about this, you would never have gotten your green card. Now,
Right.
Now, I don't know what he disclosed and what he didn't disclose, but reading between the lines, that's generally what happens when you file for your citizenship, and then all of a sudden something in your past that happened before you got your green card is coming back to haunt you. Because if immigration knew everything and then you got your green card, all of that is waived. So now you have to go into court and you have to file a waiver, and the waiver is based on, well, even if immigration did know this stuff, he was still entitled to a green card and his hardship to my family. So there's ways to fight this. I don't know what he disclosed, what he didn't disclose, but he should come see us.
Okay, Brad.
All right.
He's on deportation right now.
He needs to see us. Hold on one second,
Well,
all right? Hold on.
I tell him to call you. I
Yes,
give him
yes,
the information and everything
yes,
to
yes.
call you.
Yes. Now, being in deportation and being ordered deported is two different things. Okay? So what everybody has to understand, just because you're going before an immigration judge and you're in the deportation process, doesn't mean you've been ordered deported. There's a Constitution in the United States. The government cannot just pick you out of the United States and throw you out. Once you're physically here, you have to have a judge. You have to go through a process. You're entitled to what's called due process. Due process means a fair hearing. So Mr. Trump, if he wants to deport 20, 30 million people, got to hire a lot more judges, and there's no money and funds to do that. But hold on one second, okay? Hold on.
You'd be amazed how they find money just like they find to build a wall, right?
Yeah, well, maybe they will.
And But that's the reason why I'm saying to a lot of folks out there, if you are out of status, at least reach out to the law offices of Spar Bernstein and find out what your options are. Some people sit on their ass all day long, does absolutely nothing, waiting for amnesty. It may never come. All right? Someone wants to know quickly, what if you got a deportation letter 10 years ago? This is from Instagram. 10 years ago. And you're still here. You didn't do anything about it.
You're screwed. So you better do something right now, because right now, as I said, although they're building a wall, everything is the same. So if you have an order of deportation, you should come and review it, and let's see if we can reopen your deportation case. Every year you live here with an order of deportation for 10 years, guess what? Whoever that is.
It's getting worse.
Well, it's been worse since day
Day
one.
one, right.
There is a warrant out for your arrest. Now, depending on how high up you are, meaning that, were you ordered deported just because you were here illegally, or were you ordered deported because you had a serious crime, those are two different enforcement priorities. But there is definitely a warrant out for your arrest, and at some point, and you don't know when it's going to happen, and I don't know when it's going to happen, somebody's going to come knock on your door. And next time you see daylight, it's going to be in your country. So and I've seen situations where people thought they were in the clear. They were here for 17, 18 years with an order of deportation. And then I got the family crying in my office. They picked up daddy. They picked up mommy. Don't do it. Be proactive. Don't hide your head in the sand, especially now and today.
Okay. And another person wants to know what's the statute of limitations on someone who was using someone's social security number.
There is no statute of limitations. You shouldn't be doing it.
But if
It's still a crime.
It's a crime. Evidently, they got convicted for it.
It's a crime forever. There's no statute of, as far as I'm aware. Maybe there is a statute of limitations, but I'm not a criminal defense attorney.
All right.
But as far as, it's a crime. All right? And so don't think that, because you evaded law enforcement for 10 years now, they don't reward you for evading law enforcement.
All right. They're going to be calling you.
Okay.
All right. So
Let's go to, what do we want to do, SMJ? We have a lot of questions there?
We could get through them now and then get back to the calls to
Okay,
close
so
out.
let's go through the questions on. All right, so everybody on Facebook, Law Offices of Spar Bernstein. Everybody on David Squeeze Anarchy, Facebook. Everybody on Periscope, Twitter, Spar Bernstein. Everybody on YouTube, Law Offices of Spar Bernstein. Now is your time to shine. Ask your questions. Let us know where you are. We're coming to you right now. We're going to answer all your questions. Leave your comments. Share with your friends. Share with your family. And, of course, use your thumbs, your index finger, your pinky, your middle finger, whatever finger you want to use. And
your favorite finger is the thumb.
And a thumb is not a finger. We're okay. Like us. Love us. Give us a little heart. I'm not going to debate that right now. All right, I mean, we could go 20 minutes about this and not answer. We got a lot of questions to ask.
I'm glad you realized that, man.
Yes, all right. I'm glad okay.
Aubrey Cruz, she
Right.
says, good morning. If you got approved for provisional waiver here in the U.S. and then you came home, how are you sure that you'll be able to come back to the U.S.? What if they denied your visa at the time of the interview?
You're not, you're never 100% certain. But what you are is this: if you have good representation, a good lawyer is going to review your history. Now remember, they still have to follow the law. They can't just arbitrarily deny you for no reason. Okay? So, when you go home, this, depending, let's assume it's a marriage case. That's the most typical thing you would do. You would get married, you would do a provisional waiver, you would go home. All right, if you entered without inspection. You get a provisional waiver. The provisional waiver waives your entry without inspection. It waives that you lived and worked here illegally. They cannot use any of those reasons to deny you when you go home. What they can still interview you on is this a real marriage? Or is this a BS marriage or a business marriage? They believe it's a BS marriage or a business marriage, you're going to get denied. So you have to know in your heart, this is a real marriage. I can prove it.
Bona fide.
Bona fide. They're going to interview you on past criminal records. If you have a criminal record, if you've been arrested, you got to think twice before you go. You got a clean record. You know whether you got a clean record or not. Nobody knows more than you if you've ever been arrested. You got a clean record. You don't got to worry about that. You're going to go take a physical. In that physical, they're going to check for communicable diseases. They're going to maybe even do a drug test. They may even ask you if you do drugs. If you do drugs or you don't pass the drug test, or if you have a communicable disease, you're not going to get a green card. You know whether or not you're going to pass a drug test. You know whether or not you got a communicable disease. So even though you don't know, you really do know.
Yeah.
And then finally, they're going to interview you. Have you ever lied to the U.S. government? Have you ever committed fraud? Here's a fraud, using a fake document. Okay? So if you entered without inspection using a fake document, that's a fraud. You're not going to get through. If you ran across the border because there's no fence, or you got driven across the border from Canada and you waved to the officer, or they never asked you any questions, or you were on a bus and you were under the seat when immigration came through, or however you came here. I once had a guy canoe across some river.
Up north?
Yeah. All right. So however you got here, as long as it didn't involve flashing a fake document for you to enter, and as long as you never filed anything with immigration that was a lie or a misrepresentation,
Then?
then you haven't committed an immigration fraud.
Okay.
So even when you have the provisional waiver, you know, the person with the provisional waiver knows better than anybody in the world whether they will get through or not. I've just basically given you 99% of the reasons why you would be denied.
Yeah, you really just broke it down.
Okay? So if you didn't commit a fraud, you're going to pass your medical test, you don't have a criminal record, and all you've done, the only skeleton, let's call it the skeleton. You know what I mean by that, right? Yeah. The only skeleton you have, you don't know what I mean by that.
Of course I know what it means.
You know what I mean,
Yeah.
okay. So the only skeleton you have is that you lived here illegally.
That's it.
Then you're okay. You should be okay. But you should always have it passed by a good lawyer, and you should always have a good lawyer on hand, just in case you do have a problem,
Then you reach out.
because we can reach out to the embassy and fix it.
And that's the reason why I want to tell people 1-800-529-5465. Let me give the number because we don't do it enough. 1-800-529-5465. Call now. Book your appointment. See Brad in person. 1-800-LawLink. Quick one here. I had a charge with no conviction. Got bond and was picked up by ICE. Spent 8 months in ICE. Got no bond. I'm now in Jamaica and I'm still legally married with U.S. kids. Is there a waiver for me?
Why did he get picked up?
I don't know. But
We don't know either.
I asked what was the charge.
We
but-
need to know a lot more,
All right.
with a
Sean-
capital A
More
and a
than
lot.
likely, more than like possession with intent.
Wait,
Greens.
Stephanie wants to join the conversation. I'm sorry, Stephanie?
Yeah. Yes.
What?
Possession with intent with greens. Ganja,
He-
weed,
he was,
cess.
he was selling broccoli?
If you want to call
Some
it broccoli.
greens, some lettuce?
You ever try smoking broccoli?
No.
Okay.
I've eaten broccoli.
Okay.
Does nothing for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a healthier life.
It's a healthier life, but
Reduces the chance of cancer.
broccoli.
Yes.
So
Ate
you
a lot.
want? What did he say though? What's it? What did he?
Basically, it was with.
So he knows. He already knows the answer.
No, he doesn't. He wants to know if he has a. If
He has
there's a waiver.
zero chance.
Zero chance.
If you're selling,
If it was not drugs, then he may have had a chance.
he may have a chance.
But because it's drugs,
Correct.
he doesn't have a chance.
If-
Right.
What you
It was
need
a
to
gun,
know.
it was, you
what
know.
you need to know. Anybody who has a conviction for drugs possession of marijuana, sale of marijuana, possession of cocaine, crack cocaine, use of cocaine, thinking about having cocaine, but it was in your pocket. I didn't know it was in my pocket, but I was found
Conspiracy.
guilty anyway.
Conspiracy.
You're not getting a green card.
Right.
There's no waiver for it.
All right, next we have Shauna, who says if your child has a B1, B2 visa and you recently became a citizen, does the child automatically become a citizen as well?
You have a B2 visa and you became a citizen?
If your child has a B1, B2 visa
No, your
and
child.
you recently became a citizen.
You have to file for your child to get a green card.
All right. Darshani says, I have a question. My friend's mom got married to a U.S. citizen. They are from Guyana. They came to live here. They have a daughter that overstayed her B2. The guy abandoned his wife months after bringing her here, does not support her in any way, and made threats not to give her a green card and to kick the daughter out of the apartment. The wife is scared to tell anyone. What should the daughter, who is an undocumented immigrant, do? Should
What's
she
the
go
wife's situation?
She's abandoned by the guy.
Well, if there was extreme emotional abuse, if there was violence,
That's what it sounds like.
then, and it could be, maybe we should inquire and look more into it.
Yeah, so should the daughter come to you then?
Absolutely.
All right, 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800
That would be a
LawLink.
smart thing to do.
Yeah.
You think?
I would think.
Well, she's scared. She's probably not thinking straight.
All right. So
10?
Call.
Yeah,
Tell her to
definitely
call.
give us a call. 10 here says if a college terminates a student's I-20 because he dropped his classes after he files for adjustment of status based on marriage to a U.S. citizen, will the termination of the I-20 by the school cause a problem for that person?
No.
And will this cause the person not to get his green card, or will
No.
it take longer?
No.
No, no, and no.
No,
10.
no, and no.
Sprout, I like how we're knocking these out.
1-800-529-5465. Just trying to slip the number in.
Thank
there,
you.
You know.
I
so
like
that-
I like how you are. I like how you slip in and slip out. You're doing a very good job of that.
You guys,
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just
About
leave it there.
that.
I'll leave it there.
You know what? Every time we say anything, you always have this dirty mind.
Dude,
You guys
I'm just
both
leaving
use
it
so
there.
many
Can we get back to
euphemisms.
the question?
You have this dirty. You just said I want to slip it in. I said I like how you slip it
All
in.
I said was okay.
Well, that's really dirty and disgusting.
Yeah.
I don't even
Let's
want
just
you
stop
to know.
saying it. Let's
Only
just-
said okay.
All right.
That's all I
So
said.
Sprout here says, do you think the visa bulletin will reach March 2016 for the F2A category by later this year?
1-800-529-5465. I get paid a lot of money just
All
to say
right,
that number.
Let me ask you a question, Squeeze. The question was, what do I think the future will be?
You want your crystal ball? You want your
What
crystal ball
do
now?
I think the future will be? They're up. All I can tell you right now is they're up to March 22nd, 2015.
So by the end of the year.
Are you, Stephanie?
Yeah,
Are you able to
she's a
tell the
numbers.
future?
I
you
thought that's the
wish.
reason why we had you here.
You're not the fortune teller. I really don't. The answer is, in all honesty, I don't know.
Yeah.
All I can tell you is right now they're up to March 22nd, 2015. What's that priority date that you wanted to know?
March
True that, Birch.
2016.
That's a year from now.
By the end of the year.
It'll be a close call.
Keep
Close
a keep a
call.
look on it. Keep
Close
a look
call.
on it.
Close
Okay.
call.
By the way, they said you should put some clothes on that argument. You don't understand what that means. Don't try to figure it out.
Well,
Friend of mine said that. But anyway, next question.
we have Hakeem here. It says somebody got a DUI and he has a green card for 10 years, and he renewed for 10 years, but he wants to apply for citizenship. How will that go?
He should go speak to us first.
All right, so Hakeem, 1-800-529-5465.
There you
What
go.
interestingly is,
There
you know,
you
because
go.
people don't know what they end up pleading guilty to. DUI is not a deportable offense, but DWI is.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe 2 DUIs are.
Yeah.
And you need to show 5 years good moral character.
Do you know?
So whenever you
but-
have a conviction,
By the
you
way,
should-
did you know in New York after 3, you will never ever get a driver's license again?
Sounds about right. You shouldn't need one.
What
I mean,
happened?
you
What
know,
happens after
deserve
2003?
one.
No, after you get like 3
Oh,
DUIs or DWIs,
we'll talk to Paul Hirsch about that one.
you're screwed.
We're going to talk to David Moreno about
Can you
that
imagine
one.
not being able to drive again?
Can you imagine being stupid enough to drink and
Exactly.
drive 3 times?
And get-
Exactly.
yeah.
Okay, so at that, you know what?
Driving
You're-
with
You know what?
Driving
Probably
One
with
more than-
time,
probably more
one
than 3
time you
times.
screwed up, 2 times you screwed up, 3 times?
Well, they've probably done it more than that. They only got caught 3 times.
Exactly.
Which is even worse.
Yeah,
Exactly.
which is very bad.
So we have Latoya here who says, if you receive a I-797C for I-131 advanced parole acceptance and you want to go home to visit for 2 weeks while your case is still pending, do you have to go to USCIS for a permanent reentry? Want me to
You
repeat?
need advanced parole.
All right, Latoya, there you have it.
Let's go some calls. We have a lot of calls
Yeah, I see them
here.
coming in.
All right, let's go
All
to
right, let's just remind people what's
Yeah.
happening here because we're on multiple social media networks. All right. So, want to remind people that we're doing what's called the Immigration Link, aka the LawLink. We'll also return at 12 noon today. So, spread the word, like us, share us, pass it on. Call this number 1-800-529-5465. I know it works from Jamaica because I've tried it from there. Other people have. 1-800-LAWLINK. It's brought to you by Link Up Media and the law offices of Spar Bernstein, located right here, 225 Broadway, on the 5th floor. But book your appointments to see Brad Bernstein in person at 1-800-529-5465. Are you itching over there? 1-800-529-5465. I'll say the number for the next 50 minutes then. 1-800-529-5465. All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
SMG, let Lenny know that it's okay to pay Squeeze today. He said the number enough. Okay, his check will clear.
This is a great idea. You just need to announce your IG page and tell when you're going live to the whole tri-state area.
We are going live every day at 9 to 10 New York time, 12 to 1 New York time. And if you want to
Text
know,
the
by the
number
way,
again. All right.
and if you want to know when we're going to be live, SMG, somebody texted me yesterday.
Yeah, I saw you sent it to me.
How can you know that when we go live on Facebook?
All right, if you guys are loving the show and you really want to know when we're going live, click and like the page and then click follow underneath that. If you really want to receive every notification, which you definitely should, you should click the drop down from follow and click get notifications. So every time we post a live video or any type of information you might want and need, it'll come straight to your notification feed and you'll get a nice little red number 1 sign.
Let me make it very simple. Google turn on notifications on Facebook Live or whichever it is.
Click follow and click turn on notifications.
And by the way, if you follow law offices of Spar Bernstein, which is Spar, what is it? What's their thing on Instagram?
on Instagram, it's Spar_Bernstein.
Spar_Bernstein. If you follow Spar_Bernstein, you know, like they have the pop-up store during Halloween or the pop-up store during Christmas?
Yeah.
We're going to do pop-up immigration shows, Squeeze.
Yes.
Just out of the clear blue, when I got 5 minutes to kill.
I wonder whose idea that was.
Squeeze's idea. We're going to do pop-up immigration. So we're going to have, we're live every day. We're going to be live every day.
I like that, though. I like that name.
Pop-up
immigration.
Pop-up immigration. Like a pop-up store. Okay? So we're going to be live every day on Facebook between 9 and 10, 12 and 1. We're going to be live every day on Periscope and Twitter, 9 and 10, 12 and 1. Every day live on YouTube, 9 and 10, 12 and 1. But on Instagram,
Pop up.
if you follow, you know what? I'm going to just pop up for 5 minutes. Hey, I'm live.
Whoa.
Wow.
Free. Either way, there's basically free answers.
Free
you know?
answers for 5 minutes or so. As I have time during the day, I'm just going to do my pop-up immigration show.
Nice. Remember to
That's
follow
great.
Spar
and by the way,
Bernstein.
let me just boost your Instagram. Which one you want? Your personal or your...
No. It's Spar Bernstein.
Spar
What's wrong with your
_.
personal?
Don't worry about my personal.
I'm
You
not
can
worried
find
about your
it. It's,
personal.
my name's Brad Bernstein. You can find it. But Spar Bernstein is what you should be following for immigration.
Spar_Bernstein.
Spar
What are you,
Bernstein.
Donald Trump here?
Yes, let's
If I
go-
want to follow you, I'm going to follow you.
That's fine. Let's go to Sharon quickly.
All right.
Sharon,
Hello.
how are you?
Fine, thank you. I hope you can give me a little answer.
Yeah, go ahead.
I've fallen in love with this person.
Congrats.
I'm from Jamaica.
Congrats.
And,
Congrats. It's good to fall in love with a Jamaican man.
I'm in love with a beautiful...
Hello, Jamaican man.
Yeah.
He was born here.
Uh-huh.
He was born here, but what happened? I'm not sure exactly what it was, but I know it was pertaining to drugs. He convict.
Wait, if he was born here,
convicted.
if he was born here, then he's a
He's
citizen.
a U.S. citizen. It should be here.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It's good to go.
He's a U.S. citizen, but he has done whatever time,
Doesn't
and
matter.
he's
Doesn't
working.
matter.
As long as, you know, if he's done the time, he's free to marry you. He can
but
even
the bottom
marry you in
line-
jail.
But is he here or is he in Jamaica? Where is he?
He's here in
That's
the
fine.
U.S.
Good. So
Marry him.
He was
Marry him
born
and
in the
file.
US.
Just because you commit a crime doesn't mean you're not allowed to fall in love. And just because you commit a crime doesn't mean
no.
you can't file
Okay.
for somebody as long as you're not on the run. He's not on the run. He did his
Okay.
time, whatever it is. He's fine. Go do it.
Okay.
All right. Hold on 1 second. We'll help you.
We'll take care of that for you. 1-800-529-5465. Guess what?
We are out of time. So we have about 11 people on hold, Squeeze. I'm going to ask Fiona and the crew to talk to them off the air, and they can book appointments to come see us. For everybody who's on Facebook, on Periscope, on Twitter,
On Instagram, David Anarchy.
on Instagram, David Anarchy, on YouTube, Law Office of Spar Bernstein, tune in at 12 o'clock. We'll try to get to your questions at that point.
Yep.
Also, follow us on Spar_Bernstein.
Yep.
You never know when there's going to be a pop-up immigration show, and it's going to be 5 minutes, and we'll answer your question right there.
Spread the word. Okay, follow me at Link Up Squeeze on Instagram, Twitter, David Squeeze Anarchy on Facebook. You'll find out what's going on if you've got immigration questions. Spread the word. And we learned today
What did we learn?
According to the folks on Instagram, herb. It's herb, not a drug. Talking about weed. It's not a drug. They say it's herb.
Not according to the U.S. government.
The proceeding was informational only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar Bernstein Law Firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easily remembered, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LawLink. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar Bernstein located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LawLink. That's 1-800-529-5465.
You know you make me wanna shout. Hey!